Bermuda should understand, listen, they do have a right to request the information, not just for this matter, with other matters, and to ensure that, hey, listen, these things that are happening, particularly with you, aren't happening with any number of issues. Because this is one thing where you have you have the audacity, if I may say, to come out here and defend yourself in an environment where people just don't do that, because the nail that stands up gets banged on, you know. And
but I mean, Aaron, again, as I said before, I don't operate over fear.
You can't.
I'm here to state the facts, and I've got, you know, numerous letters, countless documents that can support everything that I've said from the very beginning. And I'm not here to bash, to criticize, you know, to degrade or you know,
and we haven't done that.
Take any political tact against anyone. I'm simply stating facts, and I heard you as well, and asked the question on why have the government taken one position initially, and now they're taking a completely contrary position to that in support of what the OBA done with respect to these contracts. And
They may.
I think I need to have an answer to that.
Absolutely, you're absolutely entitled to an answer. The people of Bermuda are entitled to an answer, and they may wonder with respect to other matters. You just named the airport, something that was vehemently opposed in the House of Assembly.
And now all of a sudden, we can't break a contract.
You know, so
you have a precedent here that you've broken a contract, and you were in opposition of it. Now you're supporting it. So why can't you support it for the airport?
Absolutely.
If you're supporting now, you're willing to take my entitlement to compensation on this contract, and you're now supportive, because, you know, that's how I see it, that they're now supportive of the OBA's position. Well, why can't they go do that at the airport?
They've adopted the OBA's position as from all intents and purposes right
exactly.
now.
So to me, it's hypocritical. You know, you're on one strand for 1 minute, the next minute you're over here. Where are you really sitting?
And, you know, in closing, I think that we have to send the overwhelming message to all of our leaders and the people of Bermuda, young, our seasoned veterans, our experienced individuals in the community. They deserve to understand that our leaders are acting in an honest and transparent manner, that we are acting in a democratic and lawful manner. And they may have questions with respect to how some of the things have been handled. Some individuals that have approached you with respect to the public are entitled to do what they may with that information, but they're entitled to know. And essentially, at this juncture, we wish to make this government and any elected official understand that the people of this country, specifically the young people of this country, Generation Next, will hold this government or any elected official accountable for what they say and for what they do, or the lack thereof. And that can be expected over the next 5 years and beyond. And why? Because we're paving a different political environment, where irrespective of political or party affiliations, we hold everyone accountable. And that's what Bermuda can expect from the younger generation progressing forward. And I'd like to thank you for being brave enough to come out here and express this in the public. On behalf of the people of Bermuda, they're now more enlightened on this topic. And I appreciate your time here today. And
likewise, I appreciate you taking the time out and, you know, sort of being fair. You know, I wouldn't go as far as to say, you know, you advocating, but I sense that there's a sincerity. I mean, you don't have to do this. There's no real benefit to you besides, you know, what you feel is morally right. And
besides holding, this is an opportunity for me to make the point that, listen, we will hold our leaders accountable irrespective of whoever it is. Now, the former administration, the Honorable Mr. Dunkley, I was a nuisance to him, you know, and people would say, you gotta hold these guys accountable. And it's not because he was just the leader of the One Bermuda Alliance at that time. It is because I genuinely believe some of the matters that he was doing and his administration was doing were wrong.
And he was the leader of the country that we live in.
And equally so, my party will be held equally accountable. And I expect that from across Bermuda. And so, you know, in that regard, yes, I do believe what has been done to you today, or what we've discussed today about what has been done to you, is wrong. I believe on merit alone, you'll be okay. And irrespective of that, and then that's why I say I thank you for being brave enough, because this is a merit point. This is something that can be decided on its facts that you've been done wrong. And we don't need to use the legalese to say, well, this point and that point. You've been done wrong. You were the legal owner of a lease. It had been retroactively voided through Parliament. You're entitled to compensation for your property rights, for your development rights. And so there's no science about this here. You know, so I have no doubt in my mind that in due course you will be made whole. What I'm concerned about is the process in between, and ensuring that in between you being made whole, that we hold our leaders accountable for why you've had to experience this in the first place.
For 4.5 years.
Yeah. But I'd like to thank you again. I appreciate that. And the people of Bermuda, you can expect us to hold our leaders accountable. I look forward to your feedback, and I thank you for listening. The youth of today, the leaders of tomorrow, Generation Next.